Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy name your holiday or not.
Or Mayan apocalypse zombie.
That's right.
Whatever.
Yeah, maybe we'll put this out on the 21st. That'll show them.
That's right.
We're going to talk about one of our favorite holiday confections, Nutella.
Everyone's favorite.
I don't know, one day I thought I just would love to brew up a small batch of beer, just a small 6-pack of beer. And people were talking about peanut butter beers. And I said, you know, I love Nutella. I wonder if that would make a beer. And so I brewed up a Nutella porter, a 6-pack batch of a Nutella porter. And people online were saying, oh, no, it's got too much oil. It's not going to, it's going to be bad. We'll see.
We'll see how that works out.
But until then, I challenged Steve to come up with a dish, kind of holiday themed, to go along with the beer.
Yep.
Oh, we hear a hiss. That's
There's
a good thing.
So I'm going to pour some beer, and I'm going to talk about a pancake.
Pour vigorously.
All right. I can do that. I've been accused of a vigorous pour.
Now, look at that.
Yeah.
It looks like a beer.
It does look like a beer. Thank goodness.
Now, the head is going away fairly quickly, which we might anticipate.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's chocolatey and hazelnutty, which is all what Nutella's about.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The head is dissipated, which I'll talk about a little bit during the brewing portion of the show. Let's move on to the cooking portion of the show.
So what I did, I was thinking about how can I incorporate Nutella, and you can make cupcakes, you could make ice cream. That's pretty simple. But I thought pancake. So I made a German apple pancake, but adapted it to our secret ingredient. Mm-hmm. So what I did was to make a kind of a basic German apple pancake, which is just apples that have been sauteed in a little butter. You make a basic pancake batter. All the ingredients will be on the recipe, but it's some flour, sugar, vanilla, salt, cinnamon, that kind of stuff, some eggs. But a normal recipe would call for milk. But I needed to have beer, so I decided to make beer half and half. So I made, instead of a cup of milk, I used a half a cup of cream and half a cup of Nutella porter as the liquid for the batter. And the other secret thing that we did was to cook the apples down in beer. So I added a half a cup of Nutella porter to the apples along with some butter and just a little bit of our basic brewing beer syrup. And cooked that down until got some color, until they were literally sauteing. And then we made our pancake. So this is it. It's also got a little chocolate sauce, which is made from Nutella and porter and cream, and that's blended up. That's the chocolate sauce. And then a raspberry puree, which is just raspberries and a little of our basic brewing basic syrup. So dressed up a few, and some whipped cream, it's whipped cream, and a couple of raspberries, and that's it. And so, this is just a really basic pancake, and
it is a cake made in a pan.
Mm-hmm.
When you said pancake, I was, thinking traditional, pour the batter on the grill kind of a thing.
Wow. That's a little slice of heaven.
That's very good.
The chocolate, in the Nutella, the cocoa, the cinnamon. It's everything you would expect it to taste like, but you do get the beer. Mm-hmm. And the apples have been really cooked down with it. Yeah, I want to get a...
Now, while you're eating and rolling your eyes and
making all kinds of
muttering to yourself, I'm going to go through the recipe for the beer, which is probably what you've been waiting for this whole time. And the recipes for both of these will be with our app. Our Basic Brewing app, and as a PDF on our website in the description of this episode as well.
Yep.
So, what you need for the Nutella porter is, and this is again a 6-pack batch, so this is 3 quarts essentially. You need 2 pounds or 907 grams of 2-row, 4 ounces or 113 grams of 60 Love Bond Crystal, and 2 ounces or 57 grams of chocolate malt. And you need to mill that. You can't just crush it with a rolling pin. And then I heated up 3 quarts or 2.8 liters of water to 166 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 C. And I added the grain to that, mixed it up, and that's your mash. And I rested at 151 degrees Fahrenheit or 66 C for 60 minutes. And what that's going to do is turn the starches in the grain into sugar. And then I took the grain out with a scoop and put that into a sieve, a spaghetti strainer thing, over my brew pot. And once I got all of that, the grain out and the wort out, poured that wort over that. Then I took 4 quarts or 3.8 liters of water at 170 degrees Fahrenheit or 77 C and sparged that over the grain. So you're rinsing the grain. And then once you collect all your wort, you boil, start boiling, and then start your timer for 60 minutes. At the 60-minute mark of the boil, I added 0.2 ounces or 6 grams of Hallertau pellet hops, and then again 0.1 ounces or 3 grams at 30 minutes, and another 0.1 ounce or 3 grams at 5 minutes before the end of the boil. And at the 10 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 50 grams or 1 heaping tablespoon of Nutella, along with 1/8 of a teaspoon, and I don't know what the metric is on that, of chili powder, just for fun.
I thought there was a little chili in here. Okay.
And then I fermented it in a 1-gallon jug with 2 grams of Saf Brew T58, which is a Belgian yeast. The original gravity was 1070, so this is a pretty big beer.
Yeah.
It finished at 1012, so 7.7% alcohol. And at the end of the fermentation, there was this layer of crud on the top of the fermenter that would not go down.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that that's because of the oil in the Nutella. But the good thing is I could rack out from under that. I put the racking cane down, the auto siphon under that layer, and pumped out the beer out from under that.
Right.
Now, it tastes great.
It tastes very good.
However, the oil in the Nutella has probably killed the
There's no
killed
head
the
retention there.
Right.
Or very little.
It's gone.
But,
Still tastes pretty good.
And actually,
but it's headless.
It's headless, but it's still effervescent in your mouth. At least it is at the moment. I don't know how long it'll last, but
Right. So you still get the mouthfeel. If you closed your eyes, you would know that it didn't have a head.
yeah,
So it is tasty. It's just kind of a little weird.
it's just kind of like in a way, it kind of reminds me of a big Scotch ale. You know, it means
Yeah.
so
Kind of a caramelized.
and big and malty. It's much more about malt and chocolate than it is about hops.
And you may have noticed that I took notes in my my brewer's logbook, which we publish. And here is the new the new brewer's logbook, which is a little different in that we still have 12 months of a 2-page layout of the calendars in the front. The only thing is the months are blank and there's no dates in the calendars. So you can start at any time to have a year's worth of brewing.
Never goes out of date.
Any time of the year. And in the back you get the room for 50 batches of beer to log all the details of your brewing session. Quick plug is over. So what do you think? I mean, we're always talking about, does the beer come through the recipe? I think it does. I mean, we tasted the chocolate syrup beforehand. It's like a chocolate malt. You really get from the beer you really get that character.
Yeah, I think it comes through very well, and it's not overpowering, but it's absolutely there. And I think it's there in the apples. When you just bite into an apple, you get a little bit of that that beer caramelization, and it's kind of a caramely beer, and you get that out of the apples. So, yeah, I mean, we were able to incorporate the beer, the Nutella porter in the chocolate sauce and the apples themselves, and then into the batter. And we used the basic brewing beer syrup in a couple of places as well. In the whipped cream, instead of sugar, I just use the syrup, and then I use a little of the syrup in the raspberry puree to sweeten that as well. So there's beer in every part of this recipe.
We appreciate you sticking with us for as long as you have.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your continued friendship and partnership and all our endeavors.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers, and good luck, and happy brewing in the new year.
Yeah.
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and our Basic Brewing Brewer's Logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com.
I don't know what that's about.